Have you ever wondered where the term shrapnel originates from? Let's take a trip back in time and unravel the roots of this term. Picture this. It's the late 18th century and the British Army is on the brink of a major tactical shift. A certain officer named Henry Shrapnel is about to make his mark on history. He conceives an idea that would revolutionize warfare, an invention that would bear his name for centuries to come. Henry Shrapnel, you see, wasn't just any officer. He was a visionary who saw the limitations of rifle fire at the time. He knew that the British Army needed a way to reach enemies at a greater distance, and he had just the solution. Shrapnel dreamt up a new kind of shell, an anti-personnel shell to be precise. This was no ordinary shell. It was designed to carry a large number of bullets within it. The shell would transport these bullets to its intended target, releasing them at a predetermined distance. This was a game changer. It allowed the British Army to extend their reach far beyond what was previously possible with rifle fire. And so, this innovative shell came to be known by the name of its creator, dubbed shrapnel. From that point forward, the term shrapnel became synonymous with the fragments that scatter in the wake of an explosion. So the next time you hear the term shrapnel, remember it's not just a word, but a tribute to its inventor, Henry Shrapnel. Did you know that all British tanks have been equipped with tea-making facilities since 1945? Yes, you heard that right. Our friends across the pond have a unique way of ensuring their tank crews are always ready for action. And it involves a good old-fashioned cup of tea. But why, you might wonder, would anyone think to install a kettle in a war machine? Well, it turns out that it all boils down to an incident during World War II on the road to Caen in 1944 to be precise. Picture this. A column of almost 30 British armored vehicles parked peacefully for an impromptu tea break. The crew, blissfully unaware of the danger lurking nearby, were enjoying their warm brew when a German Tiger tank ambushed them. In a matter of just 15 minutes, the Tiger tank had reduced the parked column to a pile of rubble. This incident was a wake-up call for the British High Command. They quickly realized that their love for tea, although comforting, could put their troops at risk. If only they could make a brew on the go, they thought, their crews wouldn't be susceptible to surprise attacks. And so, the decision was made to equip all British tanks with tea-making facilities. This innovative move allowed the tank crews to stay safe inside their armored vehicles, even during their tea breaks. No longer would they have to risk exposure to enemy fire just to enjoy a hot cuppa. This seemingly small change had a significant impact on the British armed forces. Not only did it improve the morale of the tank crews, but it also potentially saved lives by reducing the risk of ambush during rest breaks. And that, dear listeners, is the story of how a humble cup of tea became an integral part of British tank warfare. It's a tale that combines the quintessentially British love for tea with the harsh realities of war, reminding us that even in the midst of conflict, there's always time for a comforting brew. The British High Command decided that a cup of tea should never again cost them their armored vehicles. And so, they made sure it never did. Ever heard of the fake Paris built by the French during World War I? Well, it's a story that's as fascinating as it is deceptive. As the world was embroiled in the throes of the Great War, France found itself under constant threat from German bombers soaring high above in the skies. The City of Lights was a prime target, and the French government knew they needed to do something drastic to protect their beloved capital. So in a move straight out of a spy novel, they decided to build a fake Paris. Now, this wasn't just a few cardboard cutouts of iconic landmarks. Oh no, this was a meticulous replica of the city, complete with its own Champs-Élysées and Gare du Nord. The French went to great lengths to make the illusion as convincing as possible. They even included a fake railway that would light up at certain points, simulating the appearance of a train moving along the tracks. Imagine that. From the sky, this faux Paris must have been a tantalizing sight for the German bombers. The lights, the landmarks, the moving train, it all painted a picture of a city going about its business, oblivious to the looming threat above. But in reality, it was all smoke and mirrors, a grand illusion designed to throw off the enemy and protect the real Paris. It's a testament to human ingenuity, isn't it? In a time of war and chaos, the French came up with a solution that was as creative as it was effective. They didn't just rely on brute force or superior firepower. Instead, they used their wits and their imagination, creating a decoy so convincing that it could fool even the keenest of eyes. And the best part, it worked. The fake Paris served its purpose, diverting German bombers away from the real city and saving countless lives in the process. It's a reminder that sometimes, the best defense isn't a bigger gun or a thicker wall but a good illusion. So the next time you find yourself strolling down the Champs-Élysées, take a moment to remember the fake Paris. It might not have been real, but its impact was undoubtedly genuine. The French proved that sometimes a good illusion can be the best defense. What if I told you that the Romans had a secret weapon that water couldn't put out? Now that's a brain teaser, isn't it? Well, it's true. This secret weapon was no other than the Greek fire, a fiery concoction that was as fearsome as it was mysterious. The Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, was known for its strategic prowess and innovative war tactics. But perhaps their most fascinating and dread-inspiring weapon was the Greek fire. This wasn't your average fire, mind you. No, this was a fire that laughed in the face of water. A fire that clung to everything it touched like a stubborn stain. Greek fire was used primarily in ship-mounted flamethrowers. Imagine, if you will, a fleet of wooden ships sailing on the sea, only to be met with a hailstorm of fire that sticks and spreads, water only making it worse. A terrifying sight indeed. This made Greek fire a formidable tool in naval warfare, completely demoralizing enemy fleets and sending them to a watery grave. Now, the secret to the creation of Greek fire has been lost to the tides of time, but we do know that it was almost gelatinous in texture. It wasn't a liquid that could be easily splashed or spilled. Instead, it clung to surfaces, making it incredibly difficult to remove. And here's the kicker. Throwing water onto it only fed the fire. You heard that right, water, the sworn enemy of all things fiery, only made Greek fire stronger. The large flamethrowers needed for its projectile use were better accommodated by ships. Infantry, on the other hand, didn't have the luxury of space to carry these flamethrowers. But on a ship, these flamethrowers could be used to create a rain of fire, turning the tide of many naval battles in favor of the Byzantines. The Greek fire was truly a unique weapon. Its creation and use were heavily guarded secrets that were taken to the grave by the Byzantine Empire. Despite numerous attempts, no one has been able to recreate it with the same deadly efficiency. It was a weapon that was born out of ingenuity and necessity, a weapon that has left an indelible mark on the annals of warfare. The secret of Greek fire may have been lost with the fall of the Roman Empire, but its legacy as a unique and deadly weapon lives on. So, the next time you think about a fire that water can't put out, remember the Greek fire, the Roman Empire's formidable secret weapon. From shrapnel to Greek fire, history is full of fascinating facts. Let's take a quick hop back through the time machine. We started our journey with British Army officer Henry Shrapnel, who invented an anti-personnel shell that could carry bullets to its target from a distance far surpassing the rifle fire of the time. His invention was so influential that we still use his name to describe these deadly fragments. Next, we took a detour to the battlefields of World War II, where the Brits learned that a cup of tea can be both comforting and strategic. After a tragic ambush during a tea break, the British High Command equipped all tanks with tea-making facilities, keeping their soldiers safe and caffeinated. Then we landed in the heart of France during World War I, where we found a dazzling replica of Paris. This fake Paris, complete with a faux Champs-Élysées and Gare du Nord, was constructed to mislead German bombers and fighter pilots, proving that sometimes deception can be the best defense. Finally, we sailed to the Eastern Roman Empire, where we discovered the terrifyingly effective weapon known as Greek fire. Used in ship-mounted flamethrowers, this unique and deadly weapon could not be extinguished with water, making it a formidable force in naval warfare. So the next time you think history is boring, remember these amazing facts and you might just change your mind.